Last presenter, and it's like bouquet final, because she's our chief stewardess in this plane, this journey, and she's doing an amazing job, as you all know. So before giving her biography, I want to give her really a big round of applause, because it's amazing what you are doing. With energy, positiveness, and smile, it's just amazing. So thank you very much for being our reverend. It's got a very nice sentence. Every time I work with a team, we set our goals, we work together, and we achieve the goal. Please welcome Pauline.
Wow. Well, you've all been, this isn't part of my program, but you've all been sitting around all afternoon, basically. So I'd like you just to stand up right now, and I'm going to ask you to do something that one of our members suggested in a speech. So just put your stuff on the seat, stand up, breathe in, and breathe out. And oh, I lost my Thank you, you may sit down, you've helped me get my posture in line. You're warm. Okay, don't start finding me yet. No, start at zero now. Okay. Hello, fellow Toastmasters. And today, right now, I'm not standing in front of you as an area governor, but as an ambassador. I'm standing in front of you as an ambassador for Toastmasters International for the new, improved education program. I will be visiting the Anglo clubs in areas A and 4 over the next year, and Emmanuel Owatowski will visit the French area clubs to explain a little bit more about this as time goes by. And Toastmasters has good news for us as individuals, as members, and good news for your clubs. This will enhance the Toastmaster experience. We need to ask ourselves why we joined Toastmasters. Why are we in Toastmasters? And I joined to learn to communicate, to make speeches, stand in front of people. And then I became a club president. And I had to all of a sudden learn how to be a leader. And that helped when I learned and followed the competent leadership model. Of course, there were side benefits. You know, you meet, of course, nationalities, lots of people, and you have fun. So how was it when you first joined Toastmasters? I think you've been asked that question already. To reflect back on that moment. One of the things we had to do, and have to do currently, is follow tracks. And this little image appears in every project manual. And it looks simple. And Max explained it to you today, how you go this track or that track, and you end up as a DTM. It's wonderful. Well, I'll tell you what. Toastmasters did a survey. They surveyed club presidents and asked them, what's the biggest obstacles you're facing? Now, the #1 response was the education program. And what is Toastmasters? It's an education program. So, they found out from these presidents that the program, as it currently stands, is a big challenge, it's difficult to follow, difficult to use, and difficult to understand. So let's do a reality check with you. You probably already did this with Max, where you stood up. How many have an advanced communication award or a leadership award? This is for you rhetorically. How many of you have one award? Competent communicator or competent leadership? Thank you, Max, for touching on that subject. And how many years have you been in Toastmasters? Well, let's do a reality check on your clubs. What's the percentage of members receiving awards in your clubs? And how many members leave your club before they reach their CC? And how many members do not want to be officers? And ask yourself, which one of the two roles do you have the hardest one filling? And I bet you one might be VP education. So they use statistics, Toastmasters International used statistics, and they said that there's a certain percentage of members worldwide that earn an education award. Now we have currently 280,000 members worldwide. What do you think the percentage are around the world who earn an education award? 80%? 50? 20? 40, 30, 10, 12, 45. Oh, optimistic. I was surprised to learn that only 10% of members worldwide earn any kind of education awards. You know the DCP program we have? Our little report card to Toastmasters International? They found by looking at this process started in 2010, that to earn a competent communicator manual, it takes over 2 years on average. The competent leadership manual, over 3 years. And this big smokestack at the end, that's the DTM. It took you how long to get your DTM permit? 14 years. I spoke with someone from a French club the other day. She's been in Toastmasters 14 years, and at the Krakow District Conference in May, she earned her Distinguished Toastmaster Award. Me personally, I have 4 speeches and my listening workshop in April, advertising, to get my ACG, my gold. Currently, I am working and hoping, as well as Shelley is, our Area A4 governor, that our Prospect Club, Lazovo, will send in their charter paperwork very soon. So it's not canceled, because as soon as this is how close things can happen. As soon as they send their paperwork in, I will have my ALS. If they fail to send that paperwork in, I will probably disown them and go start a club somewhere else. No, but that's how sensitive things can happen, how delicate a moment can be. I am on the edge. But if everything works out, I will not stress and I will not be on the edge. But if everything works out, I expect to get my DTM by the end of 2015. So that's what I'm doing. Motivation. So what we want to know now is, how will this improved program help us, help you as officers, help your club? What they're planning on doing with this new pathway, we've heard today from Rob, from Suzanne, they've talked about all these great ways to help us gain opportunities, gain skills, but they're all mishmash. If I could show you that track, a slide that they have of our track, it looks like Band-Aids all over the place with arrows. So they're trying to create a path that's going to be much simpler to use. It was said, do goals at the beginning with new guests. That's part of it. There's going to be pathways. You pick your group. But I can't go into details now without confusing you. But it's going to encourage members to get educational awards, make it easier to reach your goals. New technology. Those manuals we're using right now, there's a limit. There's a use-by date right now. They're too wordy. They're going to be out the window. So you can use hard manuals, but the majority is going to be all online e-learning video modules. It's going to be updated learning material. They can update it as they go along much faster. 2010, iPad comes onto the market, right? What's the only thing online right now with Toastmasters? The Toastmaster magazine. Okay? So, if you have the new iPhones and the new apps, imagine that. So they're going to try and modernize with technology. How's the program going to help you as officers? Make it easier to recruit new members, increase member satisfaction, and retain members. We had that today. That is, everybody wants that. But with this new pathway, as soon as you know it, you're going to use Rob's techniques for mentoring because you will be able to absolutely read their goals, what they want to do in this survey, and then they will start to get the path. And they cannot go to their icebreaker until they do this survey. Okay? The next steps. What's going to stay the same? Meetings, roles, the structure the same, evaluations, written and verbal. We've got to have it. That's Toastmasters. More information in April 2015, but I didn't fix this slide. The manuals are changing. Limit your purchases. That's what I recommend. That's what Toastmasters recommends. Finish your awards. Whatever you're working on right now, keep going. Work on it. You've got some time. But if you're close to DTM, you better well work on that real fast and see what you're missing. Because as I'm going through right now, you could run into a challenge. Rewards are changing. The names will change again. The one thing that stays the same is the Distinguished Toastmaster, DTM. Anyway, so these are the things that are changing. I'll give you more info April 2015. They said March, I say April. You know how things happen. The two programs will run parallel. The new program will be introduced and start to be put in beta use at the end of 2015, run through 2016 into 2017. So you have now all of 2015, all of 2016, work on what you've started. If you reach a point during 2016, you need manuals. I've already started scanning manuals, advanced manuals. Anybody else who has scanned manuals, contact me, because there may be a point where instead of ordering it and paying shipping, we're just going to Dropbox it to you. And the new program kicks off in 2017. So anything you've started, if you didn't finish it by 2017, when they say this is the cutoff date, use by date, well, okay, start over. But they'll work with you. They'll work with you. Now this is good news. I think it's really good news because what we've heard today on the presentations, it touches everything. There are the improvements or things to do. I think that is all going to be in this new program. And instead of piecemeal, here, leadership here, communication there, there's going to be more of a logical pathway, a new journey to that DTM that we all want. And thank you very much. More news in April, and I appreciate your listening. Thank you.